trick or treat, smell my feet, give me PixelBlips to eat. Hey everybody, it's Halloween. What?
Nothing. That was just not what I was expecting. Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Halloween. And we're talking today about the brighter side of Halloween. So we're going to talk about things like Hocus Pocus and Monster Squad and Costume Quest. And real monsters.
Oh, God. I haven't thought about that show in forever.
I know.
Holy crap.
Remember when you were a kid and used to trick or treat all the time? Yay, we do.
Some of us never stopped.
Oh no, they kind of look down on you if you go out now
No.
for candy.
Well,
Dave,
usually they give you beer. If you go to the right neighborhood, you get beer.
So Dave, what's your favorite kiddie memory of Halloween?
Oh, when I was probably 8 or 9. It was the first Halloween that I had after my dad and stepmom got married or started dating or whatever. And we went over to her mom's house, and her mom just made these huge ass popcorn balls.
Ooh.
Like she made all kinds of candy to give out
Ooh.
because she was, this little old lady that just baked, and baked, and it was so awesome. And her street was the best block to be on because all the people that lived on her block were, older. They were in their, late 50s, early 60s at that point, and they were giving out the good candy. They were giving half-size bars and full-size candy bars, and it was just awesome.
Yep.
I think it was one of the years I was a Ninja Turtle, but I wasn't one of the Ninja Turtles that you would buy. My mom had made this costume.
Oh, my mom made all my costumes.
And it had a giant Ninja Turtle head. I may have to
cool.
find a picture of it and get it to you before this goes up, and you can put it on there and you can see what I'm talking about. But it was me, and I think she made one for my little brother at the same time, and it was awesome.
Cool.
I remember Halloween being the best day of the year, and when you grow up, it is no longer the best day of the year.
No. The day your tax return is the day of the best
Yes,
day.
yes. Whenever you get your tax return, that is usually the best day of the year. It's yes, I got a big fat check, unless you owe money, and then it's crap.
Yeah. It's horrible being an adult.
It is terrible. I want to go back to being 10.
I grew up in a neighborhood and we all know those neighborhoods if you live in an urban environment, where they would bus kids in from the bad neighborhoods because this neighborhood was a safe place to trick or treat.
Yeah.
And people gave out so much candy.
Yeah.
I remember getting king size bars. In fact, one year, because they were afraid, because we had a bunch of little kids in our neighborhood that actually lived there, and they were afraid of them getting lost in the shuffle and stuff.
Yeah.
They rescheduled Halloween from October 31st to October 29th so that the kids in the neighborhood could go out and trick or treat, and then we would have.
And then you'd have the kids come in on
the
Halloween.
other kids.
That's
come
cool.
So that was a year of two Halloweens.
Did you hit it up both times?
I did.
Now you're just doubling up. That's not cool.
But I remember pillowcases full, just coming back.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had the pillowcase full. You'd always get those bags from the grocery store that were a little bit bigger than.
Remember when McDonald's used to give out the little pails?
Yes, I remember those pails. I miss those pails so much.
My mom has a stack of the pumpkin ones because every time we would go, I'd be I want the pumpkin one.
Yes, and it would be your Happy Meal would come in it, right? And then you would get it, and some years it was just a straight pumpkin. Some years it was a witch
they always usually had 3. They had a pumpkin, they had a purple vampire, and an orange pumpkin, a purple vampire, and a green Frankenstein.
Or a witch or something. Yeah. It was cool. It really sucks being an adult now. Being an adult.
We can go get Happy Meals. I'm pretty sure there's not a legal age limit on the Happy Meal.
Yeah, but they probably don't do that anymore. It's too expensive. It's you have Halloween, you have Christmas, you have Easter, all these holidays that meant so much to you as a kid are just kind of whatever. Now, there are
adults. Probably getting adult, but then once you have kids, I think.
Once you have kids, you kind of get to relive that and all that. But
and
even if you are, if you're an adult with no kids, you could still do the Halloween thing. You could still decorate your house. You could still give out. You'd be the guy that gives out the really good candy.
Yep.
On your block, so I'd like to do that, but nobody ever seems to come down our block because it's dark. And
that's the other thing. You come to my neighborhood because my neighborhood is pretty well lit, and we get a lot of people.
Okay, I'll trick or treat your house,
but never comparatively, after seeing my parents would spend over $100 on candy, and we would close down before the end of Halloween night. That's how many.
Yeah, 7:30, 8 o'clock, you'd be done, and
one time the earliest we've ever been done.
The sun wasn't down yet.
Yeah, the earliest we've ever been done was 6:45.
Oh damn.
and we like $100 or more of candy.
Just gone.
Yeah, and not
Because
like,
you're basically just standing by the door going, here you go.
yeah, and not
here
like
you go.
$100 of king size, like $100 of like
The little one biter.
trick or treat candies.
Yeah.
So like since that, like my perception of the average trick or treat is totally blown
Yeah,
away.
it is gone.
Like I remember like in Gladstone when we used to
Mm-hmm.
live near each other, always going to the expensive Italian houses
Yeah, yeah.
up by the golf course thing.
That is the place to go.
Yeah.
Because that's where they have the best candy.
And I remember it was a far walk because those people have, I mean, they don't have lawns. They have like
Here's a football
greens.
field.
Yeah.
You could play golf in their lawns.
Yes. Like I remember like that is a truck, but coming back with like king size Zagnut and stuff like that.
Yeah, big bags of candy.
Abba Zabba, you my only friend.
That's right.
So it's interesting that two of our first Halloween memories we're talking about is trick or treating.
Yeah.
Costume Quest. We talked about living
Yes.
vicariously through your quick kids. Costume Quest, I got to live vicariously.
Through Ren and I can't remember the other kid's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, through this brother and sister who are new to a town and
New to the neighborhood.
their parents are basically like, go make some friends, go trick or treating, have fun.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be around each other because they're siblings and things
Yeah.
like that. It
And
is
then one
really
of them gets
fun.
kidnapped, and you have to save them.
Yeah, because one's dressed like a robot, the other one is dressed like a big piece of candy, right?
Yeah,
Like a big piece of candy
the
corn.
big piece of candy.
It is a neat little game.
And I like that you have to like find items to build your own
costumes, and you have to have the costumes in order to get past certain
Yeah.
puzzles and to progress, right? Like
Yes.
you have to make friends with Emmett, I think the little kid
Yes.
that you meet first, who's the knight, and then you have to switch costumes to get past
because you have to use the shield
to block like water falling on your head.
Yeah.
And then you have to get the Statue of Liberty costume in order to
to get to the patriotic party.
yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody's dressed like Abe Lincoln. There was like
Yep.
4 Abe Lincolns or something like that.
I loved it.
I think it's really interesting that Costume
It's
Quest.
on sale right now. I think for $15 at the PlayStation Store.
I think it was $15, not on sale on Steam.
Okay, well then
Probably 10 or 15 bucks on yeah. It is a good little game. I don't know. Does the PS3 version come with the Grubbins on Ice, or do you have to buy that
You have to
separate?
buy it separate.
That sucks.
I didn't do Grubbins on Ice because I felt like the Costume Quest was
Like its story was good in what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't need any more. Yeah, and it is.
And I go back and play. I played it a little bit a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
just to get in that fall feeling.
Yeah, and I was playing it a couple weeks ago as well. I bought it on Steam. If you have a 360 controller, use that. Like if you have
Oh,
a
yeah.
wired 60, it plays terribly with controller buttons. Like
Oh.
on a keyboard, it sucks. It's like Dark Souls. You do not want to play that game
Yeah.
with a keyboard and mouse. But it is really fun, and I think it's interesting that Costume Quest basically came out of a 2-week hiatus from Brutal
Yeah.
Legend. Like that and stacking are the 2 ideas that got bankrolled.
Yep.
And for a
At
game
Double Fine.
at Double Fine, and for a game that they had less than a year to develop, and to get it done, polished, and out the door, that is amazing.
Yep.
It is a great little game. The combat is turn-based, right? It's you versus the guys, and it's not like you have random encounters, right? You walk up to the door.
It's an RPG light, is what
Yeah.
I like to call it.
You walk up, like in the first neighborhood, you walk up to the door, and some of the houses have people who are going to give you a bunch of candy. Some of the houses have grubbins, or whatever they are. These big
Grubbins.
green monster dudes. And it's pretty much a crapshoot because playing through it the first neighborhood twice. I don't think the same houses have the same people in them. I think they're different. I think. But yeah, it's really neat, and like you said, it's fun that you have to find the different costume patterns, and then you have to find the different pieces for the patterns.
Like the pumpkin and the witch and the cat, and then all these things have special abilities, and they
Yeah.
all have different attacks when you go into the.
Yeah.
battle.
When you go into the battle, like the Statue of Liberty it's kind of like
super patriotic, like eagles fly.
It's a
out of it.
caster, but it has like this patriotic heel,
Yeah.
and you get a spaceman with
Spaceman.
his little space laser sword, and that's how you light up the dark places in the second zone. And it is a really cute little game, and it is fun. I'm trying to get to the point where you get a third party member. I don't know.
It's it's halfway through the mall.
Halfway through the second zone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
Let's see what else. So, what movie did you watch after you got home from trick or treating? Because we had like a solid staple in the VHS tapes.
It was usually the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown or whatever
Okay,
that is.
see,
The
we
Charlie
usually-
Brown one.
Yeah, that's Great Pumpkin.
I'm trying to think. There might have been one other like cartoony one, but
Like
yeah,
the Dr. Seuss Grinch Night.
Really? They made a. I never even
There's
knew. I never even knew there was a Halloween one.
It's on YouTube. Go look it up.
Yes. I want to say there was a Muppets one, but I don't know. There might have been. The Muppets was always like Halloween.
There's one by Rankin Bass, the guys that did the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, called Mad Monster Party. But we always watched Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice,
Ghostbusters,
or Monster Squad. Monster Squad was awesome.
Yeah.
You can't kick him in the nards. Wolfman doesn't have nards. Kick him. Wolfman has nards.
Wolfman's Oh, the 90s.
I know, and then that was part of trick-or-treating, is you're done with trick-or-treating.
You know, you go home and you sort your...
Like, you sort your candy watching Hocus Pocus or Grinch Night or...
Yeah, and you know...
Disney, remember the Disney one where they would show, like, clips? It was like a clip show of different movies.
Yeah.
And, like, old Donald Duck cartoons.
Yeah.
Donald Duck. And also, I remember the one lucky Halloween, there was a primetime Ghostbusters special from the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
There was, in fact, yes.
Called The Halloween Door.
I always remembered Nickelodeon doing like special stuff.
Real monsters.
Well, no, not even that. Like they would always have like on Halloween or on the Saturday or whatever day Halloween was on. They would always have like this call-in thing you could do, and it would take over the first couple hours of Nick at Night, and it would just run until like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And back when Nick at Night came on at 9:30.
I remember they would call you with trivia questions.
Yeah, you put your number in a big thing online, or
like,
you mail the number in at that point.
One year we mailed it in, and it was the Saturday before Halloween, and I was like on the by the phone all the time. They never called.
No, they never called me either.
But Real Monsters and Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, those little
Pete and Pete Halloween episode where they're all the Halloween-y episode where they're all crushing the pumpkins.
Yeah. God, Pete and Pete. I miss the 90s. There's nothing in this book.
When the 90s died, all hope died.
Why is this section blank from 1990 to 1999? Because nobody remembers the 90s but 90s kids.
Yep. Also, we're going to do one more. I just thought of another show, so we'll do one more show to post on Halloween night. So you watch it after you watch this one.
Okay.
So we'll wrap this up. What was your favorite Halloween candy?
I was always really partial to the gumballs that looked like eyes or whatever, that kind of stuff. Or anything with peanut butter, like Reese's, the Pieces, or the peanut butter cups.
Okay, now what was your least favorite?
Oh, those black and orange taffies.
Yes, thank you.
God.
Man, whoever the hell gives those things out needs to.
You're a jerk.
You are a jerk. You are getting teepeed like that.
Or candy corn. I don't really like candy corn.
I like candy corn. I'm addicted to candy corn.
You know they haven't made any more candy corn since 1930, right?
It's all just the same.
It's the same thing. They just have these minions go out. And
but whoever gives out those little taffy things, man, screw those people.
I was just like, no, you're gone. Or black licorice.
I would always like leave that and the black licorice to the end. Like I remember that's the stuff I was eating like halfway to Thanksgiving, just because there was no other candy.
Or
I desperately need sugar because I'm a '90s kid.
My dad would always eat the black licorice because he likes that, and I don't know why.
So my favorite candy, bar none, was always the dots. I love dots.
Oh, the little, what are they?
Little fruity gumdrop things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even now, like if I was in a CVS the other day picking up a prescription. And
you're like, ooh, dots.
I was like, hey, there's a box of dots. Like.
Yeah. I always liked, I'd never seen these until I had met my stepmom's mom, my grandmother, her mom, whatever. The candy drops on paper. I'd never seen those before.
Oh, yeah. We had. Well,
I'd
I lived
never
in Chicago.
seen those before.
So I lived in Chicago as a kid. So I actually lived within 45 minutes of Frappin.
Where they make those things.
Where they make those and they make atomic fireballs. So like it was.
That's what you saw.
I was basically guaranteed to get like 3 handfuls of.
3 strings of those, yeah.
Yeah, and 3 handfuls of atomic fireballs by the end of the night.
No, I'd never seen those before. Those are really, really good. Like I was like, yeah, give me some of that.
I liked atomic fireballs because you could keep them, like you could hide them in school really easily, and then just be like in the middle of 3rd grade, just be like, pop.
Yeah.
And then just be sitting there sucking on the atomic fireball the whole time. I remember we had one kid, Lucius. We bet him he couldn't fit 5 atomic fireballs in his mouth, and they're like this big. You could totally do it now as an adult.
Yeah.
But we were like in 2nd grade.
Yeah, when you're 6 or 7, it might be.
And there's so much cinnamon in those. Like I remember he like jammed on once and was like, sure I could do it, and then immediately started like tearing up and crying
because it's bad.
And then he had so many in his mouth he couldn't spit them out. because he was trying to like spit them out all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember he like ran on the playground, ran to our teacher, just like bawling with all these atomic fireballs in his mouth, like
They bit me, I got bit.
screaming. It was just like to this day, like I bet he's probably an accountant or something, like a totally normal person now.
Yeah.
But I remember like we were just like yucking it up, like Lucius, you idiot.
Got you good, buddy.
He probably gave me like 8 wedgies. So we will see you after you have your fun Halloween memories. We'll see you in a bit.